Greetings and salutations, it's Ken again. So, back in my garden. So today we're gonna continue from the last film. We did this standing in the last film. So we're gonna do the Sparrows Tail sequence from a Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi. You get it in most styles of Tai Chi, but my main style of Tai Chi is the Cheng Man Ching style. So we're going to go through that. So we'll get straight into it. Not so much waffling. So I've got my shoulder width on the floor. A little bit of a skew width there, but got my shoulder. We're going to try and stick to in Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi. It is very specific that we try to maintain throughout most of the form our shoulder width. Our other styles of Tai Chi, they don't emphasize this as much as in the Cheng Man Ching style. So I've got my shoulder width gaffer tape, duct tape on the floor. So postural alignments, head as if suspended from above, ears pulled back, jaw parallel to the floor, lifting, skull feels like it's lifting up the spine, sink the chest around the back, sink your ribs to fill the lower back. When the arms are close to the body, keep that small gap underneath each armpit. Pelvic area is tilted forward, it feels like it's hanging down. We're trying to take that lordosis, lower back, that lumbar lordosis. Relax the hips, the knees and the ankles. We're going to be working with those two triangles that we've been working on that make up the 2 feet. So we're going to be activating the plantar fascia. All the movements coming from the waist or from that area that's about 3 fingers below the belly button and in the centre of the body for down. So don't let your mind wander all over the place. Just keep your mind centered in your center, your center of gravity. So we've been through in the previous films we've been through this side to side movement. I just felt like standing up on something floating on water, sinking down. As you sink down, the knee goes forward, the hip goes backwards. Knee going no further. No, not really any further forward than the toes. As you sink down, you have when the legs are exposed, you have that straight line down from the earlobe down to the very centre of the foot. So go through this, put the breath into it, breathing in, breathing out. Put the way down onto my right leg. You can mirror me or follow the film from behind, breathing in. Like left leg, pushing the left arm, breathing out lower. So pushing up your arms. Pushing up the arm. As I said, we've been through this quite extensively in previous films, so if you want more detail in this, go back to the previous film. So we're going to talk cloud hand, extensively. Everything moving together, so we really start to bring that Peng feeling into it, that Peng Jing feeling, that ward-off feeling, that expansive feeling, not stretched, expanding out in all directions like an inflating balloon or a bubble, a delicate soapy bubble expanding in all directions. Maintaining that spherical shape, and we're rolling like a ball here as well, bringing that looping, that rollback feeling into it as well. Okay, so we're just going to go into our bow stance, Peng stance. So drop the weight onto the right leg, sit back, turn out to the left toes out to the side, step through, so you're holding the ball here, straight line down from the earlobe down to the centre foot, knee on the toes, turning, opening the hips and step forward. So make sure the foot doesn't swing forwards and in, so you maintain each other apart. So we talked about this in previous films, the tendency if you have a lot of tension around the adductors, femoral biceps around the hip flexors here, the foot will, or the leg will swing forwards. So you want to really relax and make sure that the width of the step is more important, than the length of the step. So you're stepping straight forwards. Push across. An inflating ball, get the majority of what's on the front leg, then turn, then bring the rear foot, the left foot around to 45 degrees. And we are going to be doing this on both sides, but let's start on this side. This is how it's done in the Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi. In other styles of Tai Chi, through their form, they will do this, the grasp the Sparrows Tail sequence on both sides, but in the Cheng Man Ching style, we only do it in one side. But in this sequence, I am going to do it on this side. So we're in warding off here. So 70-30 front stance or 51-49. Percent weightage or weight distribution, heads in the dead center. We know this is another characteristic of Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi, just squaring the hips up so that they're facing straight forwards, pelvic area tilted forwards, hanging down. So we have our Zhong being our central equilibrium. Right palm facing up towards me, left arm facing down underneath the right arm. So warding up. So again, we held this pretty much this stance in the last film. It was this hand turner. We have right palm facing up towards you, left palm facing down underneath your right arm. And your hands are in a fair lady's hand, so they're not outstretched but not curved into claws or fists. So we'll sink onto the right leg. So all the way pretty much onto the right leg. Keep both feet flat on the floor, but sink to the right leg, and we turn to the right here. Turn the hands over, so we have this rotation of the forearm, rotation of the waist, and the rotation of these muscles. All the connective tissue. Rotating. Then turning to the left. Sit back. Left hand sweeps down, the right hand comes down with the other elbow was. Make sure the safety stuck under the elbow points towards the floor, goes no further back than the second half. So all the way from the back. Push forward. So everything moving together, foot forward, bring your palms together, and this is press T, or squeeze. Okay, I'll talk more as we go along here. So sinking, rolling back. As you're doing this movement, keep your nose in line with the belly button, shoulders in line with the hips. Hips and shoulders parallel to each other, parallel. You can make it into like a Qigong exercise here, so you can breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. Nice, smooth movement. Really, we have this dong down, this swing and return, or swing and movement. So you have this lengthening, this stretch reflex, stretching the connective tissue, or the connective tissue stretches because it's lengthening, and it contracts back into this G, to this press, sinking, breathing in. Lengthening, contracting, maintaining that Peng feeling. So roll back like a rolling ball. Think about a ball when it rolls. When one part moves, every part moves. When one part stops, every part stops. That's the feeling you want in your body here. Looking like a rolling ball. Maintaining that Peng feeling. So if you were to be knocked off here, you would maintain that expansive feeling. Breathing in. And if some people want to do this, they'll do a sit back and turn and go forward, or they'll sit all the way back and then turn and then press forward. I don't do it like that. I do it like this. But I'll say there's nothing wrong with the sitting back, turning, and pressing through. Everything moving together. Head as if suspended above, paraphernalia force hanging down. Feeling you're not locking the legs out here, you're sinking down. You feel the weight of the body compressing itself against the ground, especially the legs. Pressing forwards. So G, squeeze, press. Always translated as press, but it is more like a squeeze. Squeeze like you're trying to pop a big balloon. Or like popping a giant pinball. Breathing in. So I've heard this one often called short rollback here. Short rollback. Sink it to the side, sink it down, and then rolling back. Same knee, front knee going forwards in line with the toes, going no further forward than toes. Breathing in. Breathing out. And when going backwards, think or project forward, so make sure you still have that Peng feeling going forward. And going forward, still have that feeling of projecting backwards. Nose stays in line with the belly button. Your hands moving because the waist is turning. Your eyes are following the movement of your hands. You get that swimming on dry land feeling, really feel yourself moving through the air as if moving through water. We'll bring push into it, or and in, always translated as push, but it's more than the push. It's this compression, and then push. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, and breathing in. When pushing forward, the hands go no further forward than the toes. In Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi, the hands go no further forward than the toes. In Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi, when the hands go further forward than the toes, it's time to step. Pushing that, so quite integrated Cheng Man Ching style. Hands about the same distance as your shoulders apart, elbows not out here. Keep that small gap underneath each armpit. Rolling back. So I tend to take the short roll back out of this one when I put the push into it, so I can keep coordinating the breath with the movement. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing out. Make sure it's not just arms, it's whole body. The arms just come in the movement of the waist. Like we talked about in the previous film, like a turning wheel. Your waist is like a simple hub of a wheel. Your arms, legs are like a spoke. Breathing in. Breathing out. So handing always translated to push, but it's more of this kind of press, like pushing a ball or balloon down into water and then releasing that buoyant feeling, that compression. And you're compressing your body as well. You're compressing your body against the ground, you're just letting that compression release and adding into that release of that buoyant feeling. It's a ball or balloon you're imagining you're pushing down the water. So you don't have to do it as fast as I'm doing it here. You can do it really quite slow. You can make it more of a more relaxing Qigong movement. So stepping back, we'll do it on the other side now. So if you want to go one way in Tai Chi, first go the other way. So we're going to do turning the right toes out to the side, so sink left, compress, turn, hold the ball, so cloud hands, roll across, knee along with the toes, no further forward than the toes, straight line down from the earlobe down to your center foot, turning, make sure the knee doesn't collapse in here, step straight forward, maintain the shoulder, so like this, pull forward in here, push across like an airbag in a car, inflating, engulfing, enveloping everything it comes in contact with, and then turn to the left to bring the right toes around towards perfectly. So we have our shoulders here, we have ward off on the left side now. In the form, left ward off is like this, very much like part Wild Horse's Mead from like the last film that we did. But we're going to do it on the here, like this. Sink, roll back, short roll back, make sure you're not opening wide here, press forward, see the chest, round the back, sink, breathing in, tailbone, or sacral touch under tailbone points to the coordinates, look back in the center of the pelvis. Breathing in, nose along the belly button, shoulders along the hips and shoulders, parallel to each other, parallel, or everything moving together. So if anybody who is more experienced at Tai Chi is watching my films, this might feel a bit, if we've never done it before, so we don't do it in the form, it might feel a bit peculiar. But we do this move in the form, we do a brushing twister. And we do the push in the form after we do the parry punch. Breathing in, breathing out, and travelling backwards, projecting forwards and travelling forwards, or when moving forwards, projecting backwards. Expanding all directions, so we have that form move, Tian, a ward off, a roll back, a press, a squeeze and a push. The grasp, the Sparrows Tail sequence there. Very much like a move called the grasp, the cow's tail or the ox tail that you see in the I Ching. So, breathing in, and breathing hands in the fair lady's hands, like swimming on dry land, so like swimming, moving through water, or you can imagine moving through something thicker than water. So I have a tendency, so apologies if it's very evident in the film, I have a tendency of moving too far over to the left when I do it on this side. My right ankle doesn't work as well as my left ankle, or it works differently to my left ankle. So if I'm not mindful, it will push me over to the side. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay, so let's try the turn now, then, shall we? So I'm stepping forwards on my tram lines here. We'll do I'm going to step onto the side here. So I'm going to turn around 180 degrees. So feet hip distance off the part. We'll just do the footwork to start off with, and then we'll bring the arms into it. So I'm going to sink right. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to sink right, turn out to the side, step forwards. Okay, so the turn, and sit back. So like the waist turn exercise where we're moving the feet in previous film. I'm going to sit back, I'm going to turn my waist to my left. Turn my waist to my left. So my right toe pointing up to the left. Sit down onto that right leg. I can pull the left heel in ever so slightly, just turning the other way. Touch the heel onto the floor, turn around, make sure you're not twisting that knee. And you want to be stepping over to get your shoulder width back. You're stepping over. You have to really relax this area, step over, the shoulder width, push across, and turn away to bring the foot around. So, too much shoulder width. Stop facing the other way now. Okay, we'll do that again. So I'll go from this low stance here. Bow stance here. And so you can keep your fingers in line with your nose. All movements coming from the waist. So sit back, turn, those toes in. Sit back, turn. So you can pull the heel in. Remember, it's not this, it's legs following the movement of the waist. So both set of toes are pointing towards what was the left. So if I raise your heel, some people raise the toes to step round, but I tend to raise the heel because I find I can sit further down onto this right leg if I raise the toes rather than the heel. You can have a practice both. I don't think either one is more correct than the other. Step over. So you do want to be touching your heel down first, so really relax this down. Push across, or allow the compression to release from the body to push across and turn away. Both sides now facing towards what was our read. Again. Sit back. Turn, all coming from the waist. Turn, so really relaxing the hips. Not just tensing these muscles here, you're pulling, or the hip flexors, or the connective tissue here, you're using the waist to pull through that area. Which has lots of health applications. It's very good. Sink, turn. Very good for getting the energy from the right body. Turning, sinking, step over, shoulders back, push across. And from here I'll sink and then just turn 90 degrees. Maintaining each shoulder apart. Turn. Sit back. Turn. And turn what's that 90 degrees. Turn to the way. Sit back. Pull the heel in. Push the heel down. Sinking. Stepping over, get the shoulders back. Push across. And turn. Sink. Turn 90 degrees to the right. Push across. Then return 180 degrees. So sit back, turn, sink, turn, pull the heel in, step, over, okay. So now we'll bring the arms into it. So I'm standing on the, what was the left prong, I'm standing in front of it. Shoulder width stance, bow stance, watching the front leg. So arms up and ward off here. So sit back, turn and do a roll back. Press, splitting here and pushing, and turn, okay. Turn back, hold the ball. So if people are familiar with the form, and then we go just single whip here in form, but we're going to go to left water. Stepping around, shoulder width, push across, forward again. Make sure the foot follows the way. Short roll back, press, split, push. Turn, hold. Also, some people do it when they do this form. They do zip hands. I'm just going to turn through cloud hands. Then shoulder width, push across, ward off. Follow the movement of the waist. Short roll back, press. That's split and press and push. Turn. Everything moving together. Hold the ball. Turn. You're not going to single weight, set round to shoulder width. Cross, warding off, rolling back, pressing, split, push, turn, right ward off, roll back, press, split, push. So you can turn through cloud hands here, turn through cloud hands. A nice way, or nothing to add to it. Not that we need to add things to Tai Chi. Roll back a little bit. Press, split, push, turn. Roll back. Everything moving together. Really concentrate on what you're doing. Try not to let your mind wander. So either cloud hands here, or this is how we do it in form. Step around. Shoulder width, push across, warding off, flicking off and air back, rolling back, pressing, but really, through this film I want you to really be mindful of that, maintaining that shoulder width, which is quite hard. See what other styles of Tai Chi don't do it, or don't emphasise it. Sure, practitioners in other styles, some of them do practice trying to maintain the shoulders. Roll back. In Cheng Man Ching style Tai Chi, I think it was added, it was created later by a lady translator. He coined the word momentum. It's this term in this continuation of this momentumation. Rolling back, breathing in, pressing, body compresses against the ground, then you let that compression release. Feel that lengthening of the connective tissue. This contraction back. Opening all the joints. Everything moving together like a rolling ball. Turning wheels. Expanding in all directions. Breathing in. And breathing out. Holding off. Rolling back. Pressing. Pushing. Turning. Okay, so that's the film for today. So in the next film, I'm probably going to be working on the business person form. So I'm going to be adding a d'ambiance, which I could have added in this film, but it deserves a lot more detail than I could have added to this film with what we've already got. So I'm just starting to work on that. So give that a go. Give that a practice. There's a lot there to work on. You can just work if you're not too familiar with Tai Chi. You can just work on it on this side. Get the grass, the Sparrows Tail sequence, which is one of the most repeated moves through the form. It's that important, and this is really important for your pushing hands. If you want to push that, we don't know when we will be publicly pushing hands again in the current climate. But these are the moves you use through the Peng Lu and the grass, the Sparrows Tail sequence. So give it a go. Give it a go, or don't. Yeah, give it a go. If you're going to be following me through these films, and we are layering again, so you need this one. So give it a go, and I will see you in the next film. So bye for now.